All right, guys, this is live at the Hamfest in Tampa, Florida. And I'm getting things set up in the background here, so just give me a second. My name's Ian. This is StarShip Adventures. And on today's adventure, we're back in ham radio. And instead of Georgia, this time we're in Florida. And we're at the big Hamfest here in the Tampa area. Not the biggest one I've been to, but I got to tell you, it's a nice Hamfest. Very cool. Today, you can see we've got vendors all the way down the stretches, the entire length of this hallway. And then also, we've got all the way down here as well. This is the lady that I bought this name tag from in Atlanta, right over here. The same people do all the Hamfests, a lot of the same people. So it is true, if you go to a bunch of Hamfests, you'll probably see a lot of the same people. Yeah, and that's true. All right, so there you go. We're going to take a walk around in here first, and then we're going to take a walk around the outside and see how that goes. So I want to show you guys something really special here. These are CB radios, and these are called the President Edition radios. And what's really cool about these is each series of these 40-channel CB radios is actually named after one of our presidents. See, there's a McKinley, an Andy, Bill. That's Bill. Hi, I'm a CB radio. Isn't that pretty cool? Yeah, I'll mount that right on my desk.
CB, and those are 10 12-meter AM/FM side band.
Yeah, and then you've got the Johnson, the Ronald Reagan.
These are 10 meter here.
Yeah.
CB.
And see, they got the Ronald Reagan. That's the Ronald Reagan 10 meter right there. And
last Lincoln in the country.
yeah, that's probably one of the last Lincolns in the entire country.
That is the last one.
You sure, huh?
I'm the engineer for president, and I can tell you that I grabbed that case off the shelf and they.
I'm trying to find Joseph because I want to let him know that he's really into the president model CB radios.
One, and I got the deal for that with the antenna, the mic, and the radio.
I'm surprised somebody hasn't picked it up yet. I really am.
Whoever does, today's the last day.
Yep, there you go. All right, so there you go. You can get pretty much whatever you want here. A lot of used equipment, a lot of new equipment. I'm going to show you in just a few minutes some people that are here that can that have all the parts. I mean, literally all the new parts. And then down here, there's people that have all used parts. So, like, if you need a certain bolt, I came in here today needing a specific thread bolt for my amateur radio antenna, and I was actually able to find the exact bolt I wanted over here in these bends. Look at this. Isn't this amazing? It's everything you could ever imagine that you might need. Those are all patches there and pocket knives, and it's a little bit of everything, and a lot of bolts and different things. So yeah, each person has his own little thing that he does. This is here. This is great. These are, look at this, is military connectors. These are all the old military connectors for the old mil-spec equipment. So like if you bought some old military radios and you needed a certain kind of crazy wild plug to go in it, you probably would find it. This is where you would come to find something like that, because it's basically just, that's what it's for. That's what this place is actually for. Here's another great example here. All kinds of different kinds of wire, but look at this. Whatever you need here. This is all antenna parts. Look at that. All right, let's go around the outside over here. All right, I'm gonna get some feedback here in the chat room. Let's see. Used to have a Lincoln and a Uniden. Good radios. Yep. In the 70s, I used a Realistic 1.5. Yeah, I had Realistic CBs when I was a kid. That was definitely like the standard. You used to have one, Gator. There's something a little special about those presidential ones. I mean, if I was ever going, I'm telling you, I'm not a CB guy, but if I ever decide, hey, you know what I'm going to do today? I'm going to install a CB in my car. If I ever decided one day that I was going to do that, I would absolutely do it. Hey, how's it going?
Hell of a selfie stick you got
Yeah,
there.
you like that?
Where do
Yeah,
you stick that thing?
oh, don't ask questions like that. That's dirty. These guys do wire connectors. Look at this.
Watch our stripping.
Wire strippers.
These self-adjustable wire size. There's no die holes. Does up to 10 gauge down to little 26 gauge wires.
Look at that.
That's stranded. You're not nicking strands.
How much is that?
25. One for 25. Two for 45. There's 10 gauge wire. You're not nicking it.
Oh,
you got
my
a trailer
Lord.
light repair. That quick and easy.
Look at that,
And
guys.
if you're in a tight spot under a dash or working on a piece of equipment, short wire, most strippers wouldn't fit. You can nose in the really
Oh,
awkward
that's
areas.
really cool.
Now, if you want to splice in the middle of a wire, we can tie into it. Go right over the wire where you want to tie into it. It opens up nice and clean.
That's amazing.
Now, if you're doing connectors where you need the same amount stripped every time, we got to stop right here. Adjust after the length of strip. Put the wire stop. You got the same consistent amount going in every connector. And here's our website, quickstrip.info.
There you go, guys, right there. Quickstrip.info.
Get them while they last.
Yep.
And remember, it makes a great Christmas gift. Nothing says I love you more than a stripper on Christmas morning.
That's right. I agree with that. With him and the poles and you and the strippers, I don't know what's going on over here. All right. Well, there you go, guys. You see it there. I may come back and see you guys. I'm not sure. I'm going to see how the money holds out.
Sure.
But man, I like that. I will eventually own one of those for sure. All right, a few spots over here, and here's the Brandon Amateur Radio Society, and a lot of the clubs come in and they set up tables. Some of the clubs will sell old equipment as a way to support their club, or a lot of times they will, believe it or not, they will sell rigs that belong to dead hams, and what they're doing is they're getting the money back for their wife or whatever. I mean, there's a lot of that in ham radio. A lot of people don't realize it, but most of the clubs, they have a program where when your loved one dies and you're not into radio and no one else is into radio, then what they'll do is they will come in and they will they'll take everything and they'll uninstall it and take it out and clean it all out, and then they'll sell it and they'll give her half and the other half gets donated to the club. So it's a great way to end a legacy, I guess you would say, with these beautiful old Heathkit radios and things like that you just hate to see lost one day, you know. And so by selling it to another ham, you're keeping that legacy alive. You know, you're keeping the radio alive. My radio has my big radio at home, my ICOM 756 Pro 2. I'm the third ham. The first two are dead. So I bought that after Silent Key twice. And that's how you do it, you know? That's really how you do it. Look at those little antennas. Little wire antennas.
So many different configurations you can build, but
these are like little throw antennas that you can use. Very cool. Very, very neat. And I just bought a radio from these gentlemen over here. Very nice folks. Auxiliary Communication Service, Pasco County, Florida. That's about where we're at. We're up here in Tampa, which is Hillsboro, but I think we might be east of there, so it might actually be Pasco here. I'm not sure. But it don't matter. Everybody crosses over. And this is the nice lady that I bought my name tag from. And they have great stuff here. Let me show you guys that. They make beautiful stuff here. That's their website, thesignman.com, and that's where I got my name tag. Isn't that cool? I want you guys to see that. Thesignman.com. And they do online orders. You can send your custom graphics to them, and they will they'll take your custom graphic and they'll put it on hats. They'll put it on name tags, whatever you want to put it on. All right, so this one here, this is my favorite place. These people, they sell everything here. Everything. I mean, every kind of connector, and it's all new stuff. Look at this. They sell all, those are all antennas over there. Those are all antenna connectors. These are all 12-volt power systems and power disconnects and power plugs and every kind of thing you could imagine right there. Look at this. These guys are in a lot of different Hamfests. I've seen them at several Hamfests already. I've bought hundreds of dollars worth of stuff from them. I bought one of those foam things for my microphone at home, and I bought one of those pigtails over there to go on that new Motorola radio that I just bought. And then they got great antennas. I bought, these are the ham sticks right here. Ham sticks, not a bad price on ham sticks. 75 meter ham stick, $36. That's $20 for ham sticks. I mean, we're talking, really good prices here. I bought a couple of these 5/8 wave NMOs last time I saw these folks up in Atlanta, and they have been great antennas. Here we go. These are stationary mount base station antennas. You can get some real good gain with some of these stacked collinear antennas, and these work really well. But they got every kind of freaking antenna you could ever imagine here. And the prices are reasonable. I mean, they really are. There's your, you've got magnets over there. You've got all the different things here. The magnets are really great because you can stick it on your car when you're doing the ham stuff, and then you can take it off during the week when you're at work. The sun rots equipment. It rots everything you do. It's terrible. And so you want to keep the sun and the weather and the rain and everything off of that. And so the best way to do that is to just take it off completely off your car when you're not doing ham stuff. So that's just the best way to do it. There you go. Look at that. Neat stuff. And we are right now, let's see, what time is it? It's 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock is kind of like as long as everybody stays at one of these events. You'll start seeing in the next 30 minutes while we're still on the air, you'll see people start packing up. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because it's predominantly older folks that get into this stuff. I don't know exactly what it is that creates that, but I think a lot of it is just the fact that they get up early. They're older folks. They get in here. They get set up, and by 2 or 3, there's nobody left. People are starting to filter out. There's not that many people here, and so there's just no sense in staying open till. As a matter of fact, I heard them talking earlier that this Hamfest used to go to like 3 or 4 o'clock, and they keep cutting it back. I think it's over at like 2 today, and that makes sense because it's just not. If the people are not staying, then there's no sense in having it open. I'd rather you reduce the time by a few hours and get a better concentration of people, But anyway. There's a bunch of those wireless chargers. Boy, they come in handy. I've got one in my pocket right now in case I run into trouble during this broadcast. I can immediately plug the phone in. I even let me show you guys what I got here. This is my battery, and I have the wires already set up on it, and it clips right on here. And I can charge either of the phones. I can also charge the gimbal, and I can also charge the air card, all from that one battery. And I can stay live for probably about 6 hours at least, just like we are right now. Here's these Tough Books. I looked at these last time. I kind of want one of these just to play around with. They are really cool. These are Panasonic Tough Books. And they're MDTs, mobile data terminals, basically from the old days. But these are fairly new. They still make them like this. And I want to get a hold of one of these that still works, that has like Windows 7 or Windows 10 in it. And I think it would be cool. There's a bunch of those thin clients you see there, the Think Center thin clients, those Dell. That's what I'm running in the studio on all of my secondary channels. I'm running those thin clients right there. But I would like to have one of these, but you can't broadcast with it. It's not set up with the graphics and the things that you would need to broadcast on it. I don't know how much this is. It says Windows 10, but there's no price. I really hate when they don't put prices on stuff. But what's neat about these tough books, what's neat about them is they're literally like a little briefcase that you carry around. You see that? And they became very popular with the police departments because of the rugged nature of the thing and how it's built. And so you can see why that would become pretty popular with law enforcement. I don't see anybody here. I'd ask them how much that is, but I couldn't buy it today anyway. There you go. Memories, RAMs, ROMs. Yep, computers. Computers are a big deal right now. There's an old Windows XP tough book. That's an older one, $85. And the reason that's important, you're wondering, why would I want an old system, an old computer? That's a rugged computer. It still works. It's got XP in it. You can run all of your programming software for all of your radios in that. And that's something you can put away for a rainy day, if you know what I mean. You could put all your manuals in there, all your everything in there, and then put it in a ferrite cage so that it's safe from EMP pulses and something like that. And that would be something I would consider for that. Yeah, look at all this stuff, man. Now, in just a few minutes, we're going to go outside. I'm going to show you around. We're actually at the Plant City, Florida, right near Tampa. That's just east of Tampa, right off of Interstate 4. And where we are right now is called the Strawberry Festival Grounds. And I'm going to show you a little bit around outside here in just a minute as we get out there. That's it. We just did the whole vendor area in here. But see, like I bought a Motorola earlier, went in here, found the exact piece that I needed. I am at the Strawberry Festival Fairgrounds in Plant City, Florida, at the Tampa Hamfest. Yeah, if you look up here, you'll see this is like a big stadium here. See the testing sign down there? That testing sign down there is where they're doing the amateur radio testing. One of the big things they do at these Hamfests is they always make sure to get some testing done to try to get some more people into ham radio, or maybe to advance people. Maybe somebody is already a tech, and we want to go ahead and encourage them to go ahead and become a general or an extra or whatever. And so they'll have the testing right here at the Hamfest to make it easy. So you can bring your buddy and he can go take his test right here. And hopefully, just hopefully, we can get some more people involved in amateur radio. All right, so you can see over here, this is what they call the tailgate area. And there's always usually a tailgate area. That's where people will come and spend a small amount of money, and they'll get to set up their equipment outside, and then you can go through it. I usually find the better deals at the in this part over here. This is all usually used stuff, and you can normally find some really cool stuff. It's kind of amazing that older radios really retain their price. I mean, there's back there the 15-year-old radios, they're in decent shape. Still $600. I mean, the HF radios, as long as they work well, will always retain their price. Okay, so I came down through here earlier. I found the stud I needed. I used one right over here, and I bought it. All right, so here you go.
Thanks, you what? And I'm a believer. Me too.
That's why anytime I go with someone to an event or to anything, one of the things that I do, and this is kind of crazy, but one of the things I do is I generally will bring my own car. And the reason I'll bring my own car is because I like to be able to come and go, and I like to be able to stay if I want to stay or go, you know, whatever. And I don't want to inconvenience other people. I want to have all my stuff with me too. So it usually means what I end up doing is I end up driving myself to the event in my car usually. And of course, my front seat's completely full of stuff. So everybody else rode with him. We had some 5 or 6 different people from our little radio club up here that we have north of Tampa. But yeah, this is the main gates right up there, it looks like. All right, and we're kind of heading back towards the car. I just wanted to bring you guys by and show you these last few rows here. And there's another Motorola.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, you're starting to see VHF and UHF Motorola equipment is starting to become very reasonable because the market's starting to get flooded with it. Most of your departments now, your fire departments, police departments, they're all out of the UHF, VHF business right now, and all their repeaters and all their radios and everything else are hitting the market in auctions and surplus sales and things like that. And so as that happens, I just picked up a Motorola radio for $35. That radio brand new would have been $800. Now it's got a lot of use on it, but that doesn't really matter with a Motorola. You get very, very high mileage on a Motorola. All right, so there you go. Basically, that's it. You've pretty much seen the Hamfest here. We're kind of heading out towards the truck. I guess I'll save that last $16 for something else. There we go. It's always good to have a few dollars in your pocket. I got money on the credit card, but I made myself promise myself, which was kind of weird, but that I would not use my credit card today. That I walked in here with the amount of money that I had to spend. And that's what I have to do sometimes. I come in with the exact amount of money that I have to spend, and then I'm good. When I've spent it, I've spent it. And I'm not crazy. Like I said, I got $16 more, but I'm not going to go. There's actually things I could buy right now, but I don't need them. I'm trying to save my money for projects that I'm actually working on and things that I'm actually doing. All right. There's a few more over here on the way out that we'll take a quick peek at. All right, guys, this is basically the offices, I think, for the oh, I went the wrong way. I got to remember I'm looking in mirror image for the Florida Strawberry Festival right there. There you go. And this is like the main office there for the Florida Strawberry Festival. And I'll give you guys a quick little pano around here. You can see the big stadium off in the background there. Again, this is the Strawberry Festival Fairgrounds in Plant City, Florida, which is just east of Tampa. Tampa, of course, the Tampa St. Petersburg Clearwater area. And look to the right, you can see there's the outdoor portion of the Hamfest right there. And then the parking lot. All right, so that's basically it, guys. That's in a nutshell. All right, well, listen, guys, I got a couple things to do here at the Hamfest before I leave. So I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to go back and talk to a few vendors. I've got a few dollars left in my pocket, and I'm going to check on another thing I saw there. Let me see if the guy's back. I want to talk to him. So I do have a few things I'm going to go do. I'm going to go ahead and sign off at this point. But I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I'm trying my best to provide not only different content, but also I'm also trying to provide content that's unique. Content that not anybody else is doing. Then, all right, everybody. This is Starship Adventures. My name is Ian, and thank you for coming along on the adventure, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks, guys.